Welcome to Easy English by Eddie Singh, and today we are going to discuss problems on question pattern and grammar, particularly to be asked in CBSE board examination for class 10. So we are going to have a thorough discussions of all the lessons and all the patterns of the questions that could be asked in English. Well, yes, let us talk about Prince. Let us talk about some general question pattern. For example, you'd be asking me, sir, in class 10, how many sections are there? There are 4 sections. How many sections are there? Section A deals with reading section. There will be 2 unseen passages. How many unseen passages? Two unseen passages. And questions will have answer in the passage itself. The first passage may have, or the second passage may have 5 or 6 questions. Altogether you will have 30 20 marks reading, 30 marks writing, 30 marks writing plus grammar. So 30 marks writing plus grammar, 30 marks literature and novel, 60 and 20 marks reading. So now in reading you may ask, sir, give us some short technique how to tackle reading faster. Well, any reading section requires quick comprehension. Ask, sir, what is that?
What is that?
Yes, ask, what is quick comprehension?
What is it?
What is quick comprehension? In reading section, questions are based on, current topics or maybe textual passage, or maybe scientific passage, or maybe factual passage. Any kind of passage can be given. It may be related to the facts in science, it may be related to the facts in general knowledge, it may be related to these facts in day-to-day happening, or it may be a news report, or it may be an account of some important research and development. Anything can be there. But don't worry, the easiest way to tackle reading is to read the question first, not to read the passage. There is a reading time, 15 minutes reading time is given, and I would advise you that 15 minutes you can cash. Ask how? By the time you are asked to read out the whole question answers, it will take 2 to 3 minutes to take a glance of all the question answer, literature, grammar, or just give out of 15 minutes, give only 5 minutes for reading the questions at a glance, and then another 10 minutes you read the passage. So now while attempting passage number 1, what you do, read the question first before reading the passage. What I say? Tell me. Read the question before reading the passage. This is what we call screening. I'll just tell you. Screening means reading at a glance the questions and then reading the passage. When you have read the question before reading the passage, you will have first-hand information where is question number 1 and where exactly is the answer. And then what you do, you may not underline because it is not allowed to underline with pencil, but you must keep in mind that yes, I have read question number 1 and the answer is in paragraph number 3. Just scan it in your mind that while you are reading the question, you are getting the answer of that question in paragraph number 3. Let us say question number 2 is in paragraph number 1. Then keep in mind that yes, that question is there and answer is in para 2. Similarly, question number 4 and 5 may have answers in paragraph 4 or may have answer in paragraph 3 simultaneously. So while you have read the question first, this is called screening. What is it called?
Screening.
Then after that, there may be 1 or 2 such questions whose answers you cannot get in one reading. So for that you have to go for a scanning. That is called a scanning. Ask, sir, what is a scanning? Screening is reading at a glance and getting the answer, and a scanning is reading little bit diagnostically. Reading diagnostically means you now know, after you have gone through first reading, now you know that which paragraph talks about which content. Let us say that question number 5 or 6 or maybe 4 cannot be answered in one reading. So for that you will have to read second time, and while reading second time you will get an answer of that very question. Now a scanning will give you rest of the answer. That is called second reading. What is it called?
Second reading.
Then you will ask, sir, what is the importance of third reading? That is called skimming. Skimming. Ask, sir, what is the importance of skimming?
What is the importance?
Skimming is being done for global answer or interpretive answer. Interpretive. Ask, sir, what is interpretive answer?
What is interpretive?
There may be a question which will not be directly answered from any paragraph. It may be answer of both the paragraphs simultaneously, or maybe it is the answer of the whole paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4 together. So that requires skimming, that मक्खन निकालना. कैसे दूध को दही को छोड़ दिया जाता है, मक्खन निकाल लिया जाता है, उसी तरह से थीम को निकाल लेना, मेन आइडियाज को स्कैन कर लेना और उसके बाद स्कीमिंग मक्खन के जैसा उस ग्लोबल कॉम्प्रिहेंशन को निकाल लेना. सो द थर्ड रीडिंग, यू मे कॉल इट द थर्ड रीडिंग, इज डन just for the purpose of scheming and for global comprehension or for central idea. For central then you will ask, sir, paragraph number 2, that is passage number 2, maybe passage number 2. Passage number 1 basically will not have word, a stock answer or word striking questions. 5 words are given from the passage. In maybe passage number 2, in which you need to have synonyms of the words asked in the question. Ask, sir, what is it called? It is called word striking. It is a question that is known as word striking. What is it? Tell me. Word striking. What is it? There, I tell you, the 5 paragraphs are there.
Yes.
So there may be one word from the passage whose meaning will be given, but the word you'll have to find out. That means you have to go for finding that word, and the paragraph will be indicated. Say word number 1 is in paragraph number 2. So you will have to read only paragraph 2 for word power and word striking. Meaning of, that means find out a word which is having similar meaning of the word given, that is called synonyms. What is it called? Synonyms. In that very paragraph. Suppose word number 1 or A has to be found, its meaning is in paragraph number 3. So which paragraph you will read for that?
3. Paragraph 3.
Suppose word number B, for that paragraph 4, word number C, paragraph 3, and word number D, paragraph 1. So you will have to search out the synonym, that means word having similar meaning, word having similar in meaning. That very paragraph which is indicated in the question. And for that purpose you will go for skimming. This is called skimming, getting word synonyms and its meaning, and the word which is having similar meaning you will have to read third time. That is called skimming. What is it called? Skimming. So word striking can be done in which reading? Third reading or second reading? Third reading. Because in first and second reading you will be able to answer all the questions. And the trickiest thing I told you, that read always the question first, then read the passage. That is the shortest way. By the time you are given 15 minutes time, reading time, you devote 5 minutes for reading all the questions and keep in mind that yes, this is from this chapter, this is from this chapter. Just keep in mind. Don't start writing because they will not allow you to write. So what you do, another 10 minutes that you have, read the question of paragraph, passage number 1. Read the question of and then read the passage. You will get most of the answer. You pause करके निकालिए. तो एक कुछ पैसेज के बारे में समझ में आ रहा है? Yes, sir. अच्छा ठीक है. ये आपको शॉर्टेस्ट मेथड बता रहे हैं हम. Well, so I was just talking about 3 readings. So in the third reading, that is called skimming, we will be able to do synonyms, or that means word striking. Word. So now we are able to tackle, reading section. Let us go to now section number B, that is called writing and grammar. Section B is writing plus grammar. Then you ask, sir, division of marks will be what? Tell us. What will be the division of marks? Ask. Sir, what will be the division of marks?
So what will be the division of
the marks will be writing 18 marks, grammar 12 marks. Writing will be of how many marks? 18 marks. Then you ask, sir, what kind of questions will be asked in writing? Ask.
What kind
of
questions?
See, there will be 3 questions. How many questions?
3 questions.
One question will be the shortest question, or you may call it either a notice or a small, maybe a small report or a small letter. It may be a letter, editorial, that will be of 4 marks. That will be of, so either a notice or a small letter or an invitation or letter of order placement or placing an order for goods or a complaint letter, that will be of 4 marks. How many marks?
4 marks.
Then how many marks out of 18? How many marks are remaining? 4 marks you have for short question. Now then 14 marks.
14.
In 14 marks there will be a 6 marks question and 8 marks question. 6 and 8. So the 14 and plus 4, 18. Or there may be question. The first question may be of maybe sometimes it happens that it is of 5 marks. It is of
5.
and then one is 6, another one is 6, 5, 11 and then 7. But generally the division of marks is like that. 4 plus 6 plus 8. 4 plus 6 plus 8. So maximum there will be 3 questions. How many questions?
3 questions.
Now one story writing may be asked, or maybe an article to be written in 4 paragraphs. How many paragraphs?
4 paragraphs.
So now you ask the format of all these, 3 writings. Format of 3 writing. First one is known as short writing. What is it known as?
Short writing.
Short writing may be a letter. It may be a letter to the editor. Yes, am I right? It may be a letter to the editor having topics like health and medicine, topics like national integration, topics like education, topics like science and travel and tourism. Out of these 4 topics, any one topic, related topic will be, or environment. Maybe but we are facing environment problem also, lot of environmental problem, lot of hazards we are facing. So a question may be asked about problems on environmental hazards, like don't use polythene and plastic. Ban plastic and polythene because it is very dangerous for environment. So there may be a letter to editor that will be of 4 marks. That will be of 4 marks. Otherwise, it will be like that 6, 6, 6. All the 3 questions will be of equal marks. 6, 3 is 18. That will be also possible. So when you are writing a letter, that format is that you write always sender's address. First one is sender's address. What is the first one? Tell me in a letter. Sender's address. Then leaving a line gap, date is to be written. What is it to be written?
Date.
And third one, receiver's address. What is the third one?
Receiver's address.
Yeah, receiver's address is very important. So sender's address, 1 line gap, date, receiver's address, and then after that, opening salutation. This is known as opening salutation. Sir or dear sir. Opening salutation. What is it known as? Opening salutation. And then subject. And then body of the letter. Body of the letter will be having 3 paragraphs. Body of the letter will have how many paragraphs? 3 paragraphs. Ask what will be the first paragraph made of? It will be opening of the letter. Opening of the topic, the subject matter. Second paragraph, problems and factors. Problems and third paragraphs, remedies and solutions. Remedies and at last there will be closing salutation. It is called closing salutation. What is it called? Closing salutation. Ask what is it, sir? Yours faithfully, yours truly, in the left hand side. Never right hand side. All are written in the left hand side. Be clear. All the things are written in which side? Left hand side. Sender's address on the top, left hand side corner. After that, just leaving 1 line, date in the left hand side. All the things are to be written from left hand side, never from the right hand side. Never from the, even the closing salutation, that is yours truly and yours, like that. YOURS. Yours truly or yours sincerely or yours faithfully is to be written in the left hand side, never on the right hand side. All the things are written in the left hand side, never on the right hand side, never on the. So in now body of the letter will have minimum 2 paragraphs and maximum 3 paragraphs. How many paragraphs?
3 paragraphs.
Opening the subject matter. Opening the subject matter, then problems and factors. And then I'll discuss about that, how to do that. Let us say that you are having questions related to banning polythene and plastics because they are health hazards.
Yes.
They are serious hazards. So what you will do here, suppose the address is given that you are Rajiv Ranjan living in Noida, Sector 8, New Delhi, and you are just concerned about use of polythene and plastics, which are the health hazards, which are the serious health hazards. Now you are going to appeal to the people not to use plastic and polythene, rather use eco-friendly materials, for packing, like jute packet, earthen paper packets, jute packets, and earthen pots. Earthen for sweets and other material, and for biodegradable materials, packets made of biodegradable materials. So what you will do here, you will write that address of 45 sector 9, yeah, sector 12, Noida, New Delhi, and here you write the date of when you are writing the letter. Let us say you are writing on 13th March 2019, and then leaving one line, receiver's address. In receiver's address, it will be the editor, Times of India, New Delhi. What will be there? Tell me. The editor, Times of India, New Delhi. Am I right? Yes. And then you write, of course, dear sir or sir. And then in the opening of the letter, the subject matter, problems, health, hazards caused by use of plastic, or ban plastic and polythene. Ban plastic or polythene to save the environment, to save the. Then you, dear sir, this is to bring to the kind notice of all the readers about the serious health hazards caused by use of plastic and polythene. I would request the readers to avoid using plastic and polythenes in day-to-day uses. And for that, I would request all my viewers, all my readers, not to use plastic and polythene, because it is a serious health hazard. There is no denying the fact that we need packing materials and polythene and other packets for shopping. So now Government of India has already started using jute packets, jute and jute bags. So we can use cloth packets and jute packets for shopping materials and for packing everything. Even food can be packed in eco-friendly paper material. So instead of using plastic, we can use paper packets, or we can use earthen pots for sweets and other things. That will replace that, and this will be biodegradable, because all papers are biodegradable. So we are going to help the people and make them understand and create awareness that they should use they should use paper packets, jute packets, and cloth packets instead of plastic and polythene. And then give one slogan: save the environment, stop using polythene and plastic. This will be the last message, that we must stop using plastic and polythene to save the environment. It is too late now to act. Let us now all join hands to save the environment, to save the environment, to save the world, to save the and save the next generation. And then in the left hand side, thanking you, left hand side down, yours truly, yours faithfully, and your own signature that is given in the question, the name of the person who is going to sign. Suppose it is given Rajiv Ranjan, then you will write Rajiv Ranjan and nothing else to be written. Letter is complete. Now one more question. After letter, there may be a question on report writing. Ask, sir, what is report writing? Report writing is generally single paragraph writing. One paragraph. Suppose you have just attended inter school science exhibition somewhere in district of Bokaro. Somewhere all the schools of Bokaro participated in that competition that was known as science exhibition, National Science Congress. Then you will give the heading in capital, National Science Congress. What will you give? And then you will write all the things in past. National Science Congress was held in let us say Bokaro in Jharkhand from this date to that date. Okay. Almost 129 schools took part in it. How many schools? All in past tense. The teachers along with their troop of the students participated in the program for 7 days. How many days? 7. The first day was the introduction of the projects. The second day was discussion and interpretation. The chief guest was asked to come and see the projects. The third day was interactions about science and technology. There was a seminar. All the students who brought different experiments and new ideas, innovative ideas, talked about all their projects and highlighted the importance of their project. And the fourth day was cultural program, cultural, and so everything was organized systematically, and you enjoyed the program. All the students got benefited. Though your school became, the third, ranker in the competition, but you learned so many things, so many, and that is how science in Indian Science Congress was helpful to you, and you got to know that there were many students having most innovative ideas about science and day-to-day science, use of science. Particularly, there were topics of child congress, particularly the Indian Child Congress, or you may call it how to save the child, save the child. So there were different topics and debates also. And on the final day, prize distributions were done. What was done? On the final day, what was done? Tell me. Prize distribution was done. And that is how the whole program was organized. It was a fantastic program. It was informative and full of learning. That is how the Indian Science Congress was held. And it was one of the best programs. It was one of the most interesting programs that was held at our district headquarters, and we all students got benefited. Thank you. बस इतना ही लिखना है. 120. That is how we have taken up today reading section and writing section, and how to attempt questions, and always write neat and clean. Always write, don't scratch in language and literature. Always write neat and clean and underline the important points in each and every questions. That is how to get better presentation, and wishing you a best luck and a very good exam ahead. Thank you very much.